or three, and we will prevent it. I know all the players. I know the players. I know the good ones, the bad ones, the weak ones. You know, there's a very powerful player, Viktor Orban. Did anybody ever hear of Viktor Orban? He's the head of Hungary. Hungary fronts on both Ukraine and Russia.
Oh, my God.
No, but the conversation about Viktor Orban, what worries me, besides that he gets the things wrong, that is his model for American illiberal democracy. That if he were to come back, that is the person he would fashion himself after. And that ought to give people pause.
And a lot of people in the audience, no pause. No pause. Trump also had some problems with U.S. geography as well. During that same speech, he appeared to forget which state he was in, saying he was in Sioux Falls, which is located in South Dakota, while he was actually speaking from Sioux City, Iowa.
Well, thank you very much, and a very big hello to a place where we've done very well, Sioux Falls. Thank you very much, Sioux Falls. So Sioux City, let me ask you, how many people come from Sioux City?
I mean, Katty K, we've come to accept this from Donald Trump. He has a sort of a really, really flip relationship with the truth and facts. And I'm just speaking of fact. I'm not trying to be, I'll be accused of being nasty, but that's just the truth. If this was Joe Biden, what networks would be on a loop right now, playing it and then talking about perhaps having then a doctor on about his mental acuity? There is such a disconnect in reality here. In terms of the two front runners for president.
Look, so we have two candidates running for president who are likely to be the nominees of both the parties, who are older than most Americans are comfortable with. Joe Biden gets an awful lot of attention for his age and a lot of scrutiny, and it's clearly damaging him in the polls, which is why he now has a primary challenger, which he probably wouldn't do if it weren't for the age question, and it's a real concern. Donald Trump, over the last month or so, has shown that he too is a man who is nearing 80, and maybe that is his age that is coming into play. At the moment, it doesn't seem to be impacting him with his supporters, but age has a way of, you know, we've seen this, Mika, you and me, with our parents, right? That it catches up on them. And let's see how the stress of a campaign, the stress of multiple very intense legal suits against him affects his health and his mental acuity and his stamina over the course of the next year. I think just because it's not having an impact on him in the polls at the moment doesn't mean that it won't do in a year. We'll be a year out, a year more of trials, and a year more, frankly, of age. And at that age, that makes a difference.
Except Jonathan Lemire, he has a following that accepts anything. I mean, he has even said, if I did something like commit murder on Fifth Avenue, they'd still love me. Let's believe him at this point, given what we've seen.
Oh, his misstatements are not going to cost him any votes among his base. The issue is, does this become an issue next year in a general election? The election 53 weeks from tomorrow.
Why would it change?
For those independent, not for his supporters, but for those independent swing voters who are going to decide elections, you know, who look at this. And yes, to Katty's point, who look at two men who are both 77 and above. And yes, polls suggest that the age doesn't seem to hurt Trump as much as it hurts Biden. But maybe next year that does change, because we have seen the number of his erratic statements, erratic behavior, his mistakes, Trump, that is, has really picked up in recent weeks. I think those close to him suggest it is the pressure of all these trials. And I'll note, the Biden campaign has pounced on this. They blasted that clip out of him mixing up the Sioux City, Sioux Falls thing out immediately on Twitter X yesterday. They're going to try to say, look, this is not a guy you want to have at the helm during a time of international crisis.
Yeah, I don't think he intellectually connects with the gravity of most of the legal challenges he's facing, except for the New York City trial. That one's driving, in my opinion, that one's driving him crazy.